And here we have our mirror to our other 30 Years' War match. So again, I think the German Catholics are favored, but we'll see if that's true. Okay, so in this match, my opponent has pretty fine defensive position. So obviously we will not be attempting to take that head on. We'll try to find a way around. We'll get these guns in position to move up to the top of this hill and see what they can see. Because this is still flat across this stretch, we'll want to keep the front of these guns unobstructed. Unless, well, let's put them here. This way they can shoot over infantry in between. It might make them not so great for shooting in this direction, but it should give good coverage of this hill, and if there's cavalry over here, then we can start spewing cannonballs at them. Alright, so what do we have? And like I said, I've just started recording, so that's why we missed the force selection screen. I will be showing that in the future. Well, again, I don't think a central push is the most likely, but I don't want to get reckless. If the salvo foot pushes across this hill, I will want the firepower to stop it. We'll stick raw pike and shot in the forest. They'll be pretty much ineffective shooting from there, but they could zone of control lock an approaching enemy unit, and any unit attacking into the wood would itself be disordered, which would help the pike and shot unit lose more slowly, which is all I would require from them. We'll hedge our bets and just alternate between the light gun and standard pike and shot units. Okay. I think the cavalry could deploy on either wing in this battle. So one of our light hussars to the left, keep two on the right. Then I think we're just going to have to keep our cavalry deployment fairly even. Now, of course, I don't know if my opponent is going to dump a lot of points into horse or just try to max out his salvo foot. I'm probably better equipped to fight a cavalry-heavy force, just because these hussars, because cavalry units are so small, they're sort of peppering fire with their carbines can do some good work. Whereas against foot, the whole point of salvo foot is to close into melee as rapidly as possible. I probably wouldn't have time to inflict any kind of disruption on them. Alright, that looks good enough, and we will move around according to how he deploys. Alright. Alright, let's see what he brought to the field. 7 units of cavalry to my 9. 1 light unit to my 3. 4, 5, 6, 7. I believe 8, possibly 9 units of foot to my 11. We are evenly matched in artillery. Yeah, this is why I think that the Catholics have the advantage. Now, I initially deployed to attempt to push this hill, but perhaps it would be wiser to stand my ground, push out with my light horse supported by my horse to try to harass his flanks, maybe break up his cavalry, maybe get behind him, maybe take out his artillery, and either force him into early aggressive action against prepared, though not the most defensible infantry positions, or have him huddle up defensively, and I can try to kind of pick him apart, and once the cavalry have done some damage in the flanks, move in with the infantry to pour in musketry. So we'll start by just sending these hussars forward. There's a slight danger that they'll disrupt from the artillery fire, but not too worried about that. Hopefully these cuirassiers actually get to do something, considering how much they cost. Kinda wish I brought along some commanded shot to shove in this forest, but oh well. Alright, pike and shot. And my guns. And my guns. And in the center of 4 units of salvo foot. Okay. That's a good start. And next turn. Next turn. I wonder if there are commanded shot or something in that forest. You might hear a angry and hungry cat in the background. I'm not sure if the mic will pick him up. So we'll try to get these hussars behind him, and they'll pepper his horse with shot or overrun his guns or just be annoying. The question is, should my cavalry maintain this forward stance, or should they move back over here a little bit? Okay. And turn. That could have been a disruption. Okay. It's a race then. He'll try to hit my right and center before I can hit his right. Okay, and next turn. Very interesting. Unlikely, but let's go for a frag. It tested, but didn't drop. Okay, I can either fall back and take a cohesion check for doing so within charge range of this horse, or I can charge in at the risk of getting a flank charge set up on myself. We're gonna go for it. That worked out about as badly as could have been possible. Alright. They must have taken a test and passed there. I'm going to attempt to move my veteran horse, Incuracias, to engage his horse. In terms of fighting infantry, average horse are going to do as just about as well as veteran horse in fighting steady infantry from the front, which is to say, not well at all. Against disrupted foot, they're both going to do well. So, can try for another disruption, but it's starting to look a little grim on this right flank. We'll see if my plan holds up. It's looking like a no right now. Next turn. Bad luck to me with that impact. This might actually be worth it. Both units are in rough ground, and both will be disordered. So even though they are superior, we are not. It's a fairly even fight. This is unfortunate, so I will delay by 1 turn. Okay. So this turn will be key. If we cannot disrupt at least a couple of these salvo foot, we're doomed. It's looking a bit like we're doomed now. Oh yeah. Our right is going to get rolled at the very least. All that fire and no disruption. Okay, well, at the start of this I said that I thought the Catholics were the superior list, but maybe I'll do a great job of proving myself wrong. Next turn, let's see what the salvo foot do to us. Is that a break? Yeah. Hold? Yes. Interesting, must not have fancied the odds. Oh, lucky. And they were veterans with light guns. That was just pure luck right there, though. So only one breaking through. That's actually much better than I thought. This might be survivable. Very nice. Alright. I was hoping for a frag. Alright, now the guns don't inflict a lot of casualties, but even getting shot at them with 0 casualties adds a -1 to your cohesion rolls. So getting rid of them is good. Oh yes, run away. Run away. Let's feel the fire from here. Okay. Some melee odds here. Yes, they get a little bit of armor advantage. It's essentially assumed that the pikemen of the two formations are fighting each other, and the musketeers of the two formations are fighting each other as well. 13 armor advantage, 50 troop quality. Okay. If we don't get a frag, we still might get an auto break. We do. Can we? No, but if, maybe. Very nice. Okay. Maybe this is gonna work out. It might pursue into the rear of this unit as well. Better. Its right wing is done for, but it doesn't look like it's going to collapse too quickly. Good. Alright. Next turn. Alright. Next turn. Oh. Bit late they were. Perhaps he would have been better off not attacking until they showed up. Chill on these hills, maybe. It would have taken me some time to get into position to do something about that. That's brutal. That's just awful. Wow. Alright. Time to start cleaning up then. Hello. This is there? No, there's no way I can prevent that. So that could get ugly. This unit needs to hang back. No. Okay. I see. This, I believe, is height 50, where this unit is blocking the lane of fire. So we're gonna have to start building. Oh no. So that's that zone of control rule, which is different from Field of Glory. So this unit is directly to my front. It is within 45 degrees. And this is not a large pike block, so I can either push on or try to loop around. I will, of course, try to loop around. We'll start attempting to build a battle line here. We'll shuffle this disrupted unit over here to rally up. Can we see now? Yes, we can. Anything useful? Not particularly. Oh, that cohesion check undoubtedly helped with that. Made good use of these commanded shot, actually. I never really could pin them down. right. There. So we'll just stand and take a round of musketry. Shouldn't be a big deal. Okay, so just in case this is a final turn where we get to stare leisurely at the screen, I think my opponent had a very good strategy and it almost worked. He was unlucky in that these reinforcements arrived so late. The game does tell you at the start that you have reinforcements on a flank march on whatever flank. So, with that being said, perhaps it would have been wiser to hang back very defensively. You know, this is strong ground here. It would have at least taken me time to march up here, and developing an assault would have taken even more time. And hopefully in that time, these boys would arrive and start making my life complicated. But nevertheless, it was pretty tough luck. That's a good 160 something points right there of his army. Pretty tough to be without those. And the chance of that happening is more or less random. So, next turn. And next turn. Let's see if we can win this turn. Really has not been the battle for my cavalry. My best performer has been this cheap regular horse unit I just shoved into the rough ground. Which, yeah, it's not going to win, but, you know, you put cheap units in disordering terrain and they lose slowly. Yeah, that could be ugly. Oh, yeah. Oh, they're gone. Oh, no. That's very bad. Oh, they held firm, surprisingly. This is actually very good for me. If you do play Field of Glory 2, you should definitely check out Richard York's channel. I just thought of him when this unit rallied, and he will always say, "Good rally." And I do wonder, Richard, what is not a good rally? I mean, I'll take it, always. Yeah, oh, these guys are just gonna sort of run away. Worst case scenario, they'll get charged and broken and then pursued, which is fine with me. Okay, so here, this is a unit we don't have in Field of Glory 2, Commanded Shot. Basically, they're small companies of musketeers interspersed with cavalry to provide some firepower. In game, their firepower is not very impressive unless you just sit there in front of them for a while. So they do force you to eventually move if you're otherwise in a stalemate situation. They do exert a zone of control, however, against cavalry. Possibly against infantry as well. I don't know, actually, because they're so rarely used in conjunction with cavalry against infantry. I guess we'll find out at some point. But yes, they gain protection if adjacent to friendly non-light cavalry, so you can see that protected plus 100 for their impact, in addition to these being commanded shot with light guns, which increases their firepower and their defensive impact. In melee, they would get crushed because they have no melee capability, but my hussars would just bounce off of any attempt to fight them. Alright, and the left left-wing cavalry rise to the rescue of the right-wing cavalry. So since they only disrupted, disruption is more or less the same in affecting combat capability as moderate disorder. So they're not really any worse off in this combat now, except that they have the negative modifier for fighting multiple units. But other than that, the disruption makes no immediate difference. And because they already dropped cohesion once from getting charged in the rear, they didn't auto drop again from getting charged. So that further fragmentation is from additional negative cohesion modifiers for taking more casualties. Double drop. And again, that sort of thing becomes more likely as a unit takes more casualties. So it had already taken, I think, about 40% losses, maybe even more. So, a fresh unit might not have dropped to routed just like that. So the priority charge target, I guess, is this unit. I think in Field of Glory 2, that would not be the case because it would be crossing a melee. But no big deal. I suppose I could have forced an evasion and then charge if I were paying attention, which I was not. That's alright. Shouldn't really matter. I'll continue to get this unit to high ground where it can take cover. And I think this should all be over before reinforcements arrive. At worst, we'll lose these guns. That's fine. Alright, onward. And our final turn. It's a pretty ridiculous jump. I think I jumped 20% in one turn. This one unit of horse, these were my heroes for the battle. Alright. That is that. So I keep a running pair of games going with Awesome 4. We just play mirror match, although of course it's different terrain. We keep a mirror match going. We change it up. We don't stick to any one era really. So you'll see plenty of games from him, and trust me, he does beat me. So maybe we'll see some of those coming up soon. Till next time.